Hi, welcome to Matt Talk, a video podcast for the friends and family of Coming First United Methodist Church. From me, Pastor Matt. Well, my guest today is the Reverend Maggie Andrews, who is our new pastor of family and student ministries here at Coming First United Methodist Church. Maggie, welcome to Matt Talk.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you.
We are so excited to have you on staff here at Coming First United Methodist Church, and we're looking forward to the wonderful ministries that we'll get to do together in the area of children and youth. Let's begin by just getting to know you. What would you like people to call you?
Yeah, so you can call me Reverend Andrews. You can call me Reverend Maggie. You can just call me Maggie. The kids can call me Miss Maggie. Really, a variety of answers.
So anything will do, huh?
Anything will do, yeah.
Well, share with us a little bit about your story, about your faith journey, and what has gotten you to this place.
Yeah, so my parents raised me in the church. I've been in the church since I can remember. We were always very faithful in going to church on Sundays and Wednesdays, and I really loved my time in the church growing up as a child and through my youth years. And I consider my call to ministry really beginning to form in my own youth journey, because my youth group was a really tight-knit group, and we participated in this choir that would tour over MLK weekend and in the summer, and we would sing music. We would learn it on MLK weekend and then perform it on MLK Day, and then we would tour it around the Southeast in the summertime. And I remember, we would sing at these homeless shelters and men's prisons and just various places that needed to hear about Christ. Mm-hmm. And that's where I first sort of began feeling like Christ was calling me into ministry.
Got you.
And, I didn't know what that looked like. I was like, oh, me, minister? No.
Yep.
And so I put it off. For a while, and I remember having multiple conversations with multiple different leaders in the church about what it meant to be called, and still putting it off for some time until I got to college. And I credit my journey to seminary to my mentor at Agnes Scott, where I got my bachelor's in religious studies, and she encouraged me to take one religious studies course where I was originally a chemistry major of all things.
Oh, wow.
And I got hooked, and I was like, this is for me. I found my niche. And I have a magnet on my fridge that she gave me. It said, find something you love and do that every day. And ministry is what I love, and I look forward to doing it every day. So once I graduated from Agnes Scott with my religious studies degree, I went on to seminary, and I went to McAfee for 3 years and got my Master's of Divinity degree. And while I was there, I was able to do a pastoral residency, working with the kids mostly, but also some with the youth, and really just continuing to define my call. And, after seminary, I went into administrative work, and I really missed the relationship part of being in a congregation. So I'm so happy to be back here and begin to cultivate those relationships and just serve on our staff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us about your education and about the experience that you have had, and shared a little bit more about that with us, about what you bring to this position.
Yeah. So like I said, I got my bachelor's from Agnes Scott. And while I was there, I was able to do a couple of different internships. So first, I took a class, and I was able to work at a homeless shelter for women and children called Hagar's House, which is in Decatur. And my main job was helping the parents to get back into the job market and sort of get their families restabilized, but also working with the kids in the after-school program and making sure that they felt loved and didn't feel like they were othered or different. And I really enjoyed that experience. It was supposed to be a 6-month internship, and I ended up working there for almost 4 years, volunteering and serving, but just because I loved it. And then after I graduated from Agnes Scott, I went on, like I said, to start my MDiv. And as part of our MDiv curriculum, you had to take a Con Ed class, and I began sort of similarly, again, as an intern, serving at First Baptist Decatur, in Decatur, through the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship as part of a group called Student.Church. And so I got matched with First Baptist as a student intern there, and originally was supposed to be the children's ministry intern, a 6-month deal. But again, loved it, and they loved me. So I ended up turning 6 months into 3 years.
Oh, wow.
And went from intern to pastoral resident, where I was able to serve with their children and lead their children's ministry and partner with their youth minister and help her in her ministry. And we did a lot of community engagement and community outreach with the Decatur community, with their after-school programs. And so, I mean, it was really formative, I think, for me to be there and be with that church, and then to take those skills with me into where God was calling me next. So.
Yeah. So you were ordained at First Baptist Decatur. When was that?
Yeah, so I was ordained back in March, on March 23rd.
All right.
It was a beautiful service. My family was able to be there with me. My mom participated in the service. And I felt like it was just a beautiful culmination of where my journey had been. When we were planning out the service, I was talking with the music minister, and we were able to pick some of the songs that we had sang on those youth choir trips that,
neat. Yeah.
again, began forming me and my call story. And so, it was just a beautiful time to be surrounded by those that have cultivated me. And
Yes. So you are an ordained pastor in the Cooperative Baptist Church. Mm-hmm. Now, lots of our people will not know what Cooperative Baptist is. They think Baptist, Southern Baptist. So what's the difference in a Southern Baptist and a Cooperative Baptist?
Yeah. So I am ordained in the Cooperative Baptist Fellowship, and CBF is an amazing denomination that says all are welcome here, and anyone can be ordained when you feel called. Anyone can preach. Anyone can serve. It's just a very welcoming and belonging group of people, and I feel blessed that they accepted my call and my request to be ordained, and again, just felt like it was a beautiful culmination of the journey I've been on. So.
And they actually cooperate with other churches, especially those of us who baptize infants.
Yes.
And do they actually baptize infants, or they just recognize infant baptism?
Recognize infant baptism, yes. And they do baby dedication. Right. So I did a couple of those. It looked a little different because by the time we were able to do it in person, the babies weren't really babies anymore. So it was more like 2-year-old dedication. Oh, yeah. But yeah, it was, those were funny memories to have.
Just wait till you try to pour water on a 2-year-old.
Oh, yeah. I don't think they would have any of that.
Well, we've done that here. It's been an experience. So, yeah. Well, so one of the things that a lot of people may be wondering then is that we have hired you here at Coming First United Methodist Church, where we're not just growing people in their Christian faith. We have an intention to grow people in their faith from a United Methodist perspective. And you're not United Methodist, you're a Cooperative Baptist. And so how will that work as you, and how do you see that working as you are teaching and helping develop faith in children and youth and even their parents and families? How does that work, teaching them United Methodist theology and understandings and perspectives being a Cooperative Baptist? Can you relieve anybody who might have fears of all of that?
Yeah. So I think, it's important to remember that we all bring our own beliefs to the table. And also, I remember when we sat down and had an original discussion, I don't even think we considered it an interview. We were just having a little talk.
Right, yeah.
And we were talking about that very point. And, I think it's important to recognize that, I have a learning curve, and I am more than excited and open to learning and teaching and growing my own faith alongside what the Methodist way is. Because, I grew up Baptist, and I was ordained Baptist, but I've served in so many different capacities, and in so many different denominations. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so prior to here, I just rolled off staff, a staff position at Columbia Theological Seminary, which is Presbyterian. And that took, time and took learning. And, I was able to immerse myself in the Presbyterian world and go with that and go to Presbyterian meetings and work with the Presbyterian community. And so I personally am super excited actually to be in a different denomination than my own, because I feel like I'm addicted to learning in a way. Like I feel like I never have enough school. And I never have enough conversations about what it means to have interfaith dialogue and have interdenominational dialogue. So I'm super excited. And I've also already started some conversations with some other youth ministers in our area about their work. And
super.
So, yeah, I'm excited.
Well, that's great. So we can put all of our fears to rest.
Put the fears to rest, yes.
Maggie is going to respect the United Methodist point of view and help us teach that. And so we're glad you're here. So talk with us about how you believe children and youth ministries kind of fit into the life of the congregation and the importance of children and youth ministries in any congregation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I think that spiritual formation begins, really when a child is born. Mm-hmm. And I remember I was at a conference one time, and they had this thing called a playground, but they called it a prayer ground. Mm-hmm. And those parents were sitting right behind like this array of toys and rugs and chairs, and they were explaining the fact that, children are to be welcomed in worship as loud as they may be at times, because we shouldn't, silo them out, and we should make them feel welcome, even from the fact and the young age that they're screaming, I mean, so I think it's super important that we invest in our children and youth ministries, and really have these programs where they feel like they can explore what their callings are in their life, where they can ask questions, feel free to ask questions, and not just be like, Miss Maggie said XYZ, because I'm learning as much as they're learning. Yeah. They're learning from me, but I have as much to learn from their own faith journeys. And when they question me, then I can question myself and be like, oh, man, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah. And so I think in that regard, I hope that I'm able to empower them to ask their own questions about their faith, whether they're in 3rd grade or in 12th grade, because all questions are important.
Yes.
And then, I hope that we're able to encourage them to interact in the larger life of the church through service, and also do some in the community as well, and really, like I said, empower them to just live out the love of Christ in their lives in whatever capacity that looks like. So
yeah, fantastic, super answer. Really, thank you for that. So this position of pastor of family and student ministries is new for us. you'll be engaging with children and their families, as well as with youth and their families. And in the past, we've always had a youth director and a children's director, and now we're kind of combining it together. And some people have concerns about, well, how does one person do that? And you're not going to be able to do all that, but you're going to oversee all that and have relationships with everybody in that place. You'll have Ashley Daly to help you, and we've got a place for another assistant to be hired to come in and help you with that. So just talk with us a minute about, so how do you envision, as we've described this job to you or this position to you, how do you envision it being lived out and see yourself living that out?
Yeah. So I think really it is a team effort, like you said, I can't do it all, as much as I might think I can. No. And so it's definitely going to take, everyone from the pastoral staff, the staff as a whole, the congregation being involved in the future of these kids' lives, and the future of this ministry. I'm super excited to learn from those that already have programs going, and to see how I can plug into the programs that are already existing and get to know the families that are even in our preschool, because it sounds like they have an amazing ministry going. Yes. With the school and with the after school. Mm-hmm. And then to continue the work that Ashley is already doing, to get to know those families well and to build those relationships. And same with our youth, to learn from our young adult group that has been working with our youth, and continue to keep them plugged in and keep them going with volunteering and just building a good support group where I can be like, yes, I have my people, because it does feel like everyone wants to help out. Yeah. And it does take a team. One person can't do it alone. Even if it was two separate positions, one person couldn't do it alone.
Exactly.
And so I'm excited to dream and to build and to continue forward. So. Yeah.
Well, any specific ideas that you have about how you need the congregation to really be there for you and to help you, and how can we best provide for you what you need? Any ideas on that yet?
Yeah, I just think it's important to know that, everyone is able, even if you just are a body and mm-hmm. you're like, I can't stand and play games. That's all right. You can sit with us and congregate with us. Everyone is able, and everyone has a space at the table. So
super. Well, if people want to come by and meet you or talk with you, where can they find you?
Yeah. So my office is right here in the church main building. You're welcome to come by anytime. I'm currently getting things settled and decorated, but it will soon feel like home, so anyone can drop in and say hello, or you can send me an email, and I will respond pretty promptly.
Yeah.
So.
And your new email address, you know it by heart yet?
Yes, my new email address is mandrews@cfumcgeorgia.com.
Super. And Georgia is just GA.
GA, yes.
Super. I'm so glad you know that already. It took me months to get it down.
I think I typed it wrong a couple of times yesterday, yeah.
Well, Maggie, thank you so much for being my guest today on Matt Talk. And we are just so excited that you are here, and we are just looking forward to the wonderful ministries that you'll do. I know July is kind of a off time, and it's a great time to come on because you can see what's already been planned and how that's lived out, and get your feet underneath you, get your office organized and decorated, and then hit the road running in August and have some plans for that. So we're just really excited about our upcoming children and youth ministries. And as Maggie says, this is going to take all of us. And so I hope that you will be praying and thinking about how God might be calling you to be a part of our youth and children's ministries here, and how you might encourage Maggie and help her. And I hope that we all will receive her with open arms and great hospitality and with Christian love. And we are so excited and so fortunate to have somebody of Maggie's caliber on our staff, working and influencing the lives of our children and our youth and their families. And so let's all pull together and make this the best youth and children's program that we can possibly be here at Coming First United Methodist Church. Well, I appreciate you taking time to watch this episode of Matt Talk and getting to know Maggie a little better. And I look forward to sharing with you again next week. Please know my prayers for you, that Christ's peace and Christ's joy be always yours.